Sue Zywokarte, board member, Pathway Homes, previous Pathway Homes resident, and CAC member.
Can you tell me a little bit about your own mental health journey?
Yes, my journey began when I was 15 or 16 with depression and in and out of my first hospitalization was when I was 18, and I ended up struggling with substance abuse and self-harm. I had trouble with relationships with people, and that made it hard to have a stable place to live. I started out by renting rooms in shared houses, and then eventually something would happen. I couldn't pay the rent, or they were selling the house, and so eventually I spent time living in my car, and I had therapy on and off, but before I got into Pathways, I never had time. I had never had housing that I could count on, and I ended up at the Rest and Shelter in 2001, and then I went to the state hospital in Virginia, Northern Virginia Mental Health Institute, and from there I went into a group home, and then Pathways accepted me in 2002, and I still had trouble for the first few years. I was in and out of the hospital, and eventually though in 2004, that's the year where I had my last drink and my last self-harm incident, and I was living in Pathways, and then in 2006 I was invited to join the board of directors for Pathways, and so since then I've been able to get my college degree, and I've been able to help out Pathways and kind of be an advocate for non-time limited housing with support services, which is so important. I felt like before, I remember being in a state drug and alcohol program, and it was a 30-day program, and I saw all my other members of the program. They would leave after 30 days, and when that time came around for me, I had no place to go, so I stayed there, and eventually ended up in the shelter. But so Pathways just has enabled me to kind of recover and do things I never thought I would do. I was like lost, and I hated myself, and Pathways kind of taught me how to love myself, and people really were there for me, and I felt validated, and I felt just a part of something.
With being on the board at Pathways, how does it feel for you to be helping other people that were in a similar situation?
Oh, it feels really good, because I know how lost people are, and as part of the Consumer Advisory Council, which is a group of residents and past residents that are part of Pathways, that advocate and help other members.
With working with Pathways, did that help your confidence level?
Oh, it did. It did. It's like people. I felt a genuine outpouring of support, and get feedback, positive feedback, of how I'm helping. And another board member she's been on the board longer than I have, but she confided in me that when she heard my story, that's when she wanted to join, stay on the board, join the board. And that was kind of like, wow, to be able to have that kind of impact. It's kind of, for someone that had such a negative view of herself, before coming to Pathways, it's having that confidence, and it kind of goes up and down, with my, some days are not as good, but more there's more good than difficult days now. So
what inspired you to become an artist?
Oh, I always liked kind of drawing just on papers, and then when I first got into Pathways, I started taking, and I had friends who were artists actually, and I started taking classes at the community college, and realized how much joy it brought me. And I've taken classes at the community college, and then I've taken classes at the Reston Community Center, and it's just a great a great outlet, and I love when people buy it and they display it. It's kind of really cool, to have that there. And so and every year we have the Summer of the Arts, and it's amazing. There's so many artists in Pathways, and people can participate, in the Summer of the Arts. And then we also have every December we have the holiday card contest. So people submit their artwork to be on the holiday card that's going to be sent out to everyone in December, and so people can put their artwork in for that contest, and it's fun. There's a reward for first, second, and third place, so that's cool. Yeah.
How does Pathways help your own healing process?
It helps. It helps a lot. It's helped me deal with my depression, to reach out for help. It's the people I've met in Pathways. It's taught me how to be a better friend, and it's taught me that I'm valued, and yeah.
What would you say to anyone going through a tough time?
I would say reach out to people and ask for help, because sometimes people don't. A lot of people can carry kind of a mask, and they don't really show they're hurting, but underneath they're really hurting. So I would just say to reach out to friends and family, and as always, the new 988 number is so valuable. Having people the ability to reach out, to find their resources without calling 911. It's there for people in a crisis, in a mental health crisis. So, and then it also gives you resources. Mm-hmm.
What are some of your favorite things that Pathway does?
I guess the Summer of the Arts, and then I think being a part of the board, just being in that process with the board meetings. We have a board retreat, and just feeling kind of part of an organization that's really trying to help people. Yeah.
Where do you want to see the mission of Pathways in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think just to build on our original mission and helping people with homelessness and mental health disorders, help them be able to reach their full potential. The mission to provide housing for people so that they can reach other goals. If you don't have housing, how can you get a degree, or how can you get a job or anything? It's that being able to help the individual reach their full potential, with the housing first, and the supportive housing with the therapy and other services they might need.
What do you do to help your own mental health?
I take classes, the art classes. I work with a psychiatrist once a month, and then I have a therapist, and other things that I do is just kind of reach out to people. I help my parents out, which brings me joy, because for a long time, that all they would do is get calls from the emergency room, or call, that kind of thing. So, like, giving back and helping other people. Yeah.